Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of the day it is where you're in the world right now. This is going to be a video with the basic instructions of how one should boil an egg. I know it is something that sounds pretty simple, but I do realize that it could be difficult for anybody who's never done this in the past. So here's a video for all of you to learn how to do this if you've never done this before. I'm using a coffee pot on a gas, but you could use whatever suits you. Anything that you can submerge eggs into and cover them with the water is suitable. Just keep in mind that you should leave some space on the top of the pot empty. Do not overflow it, because while the egg boils, the bubbles will fall off the top of the pot if you fully cover it, which could burn you. You need to either place the eggs carefully in a pot with water that is already boiling, or place them right from the fridge in the pot and then cover them with water, like you saw me do. Whatever seems better to you, do it. In any case, boiling time of an egg is from the moment that you see the water surrounding the egg boils. It's not from the time that you put them in the pot if the water in the pot is cold. I'm using the spoon to remove the egg from the boiling water. The next thing you want to do is put them in cold water. So here I'm using a mag which I fill with tap water. When I remove them from the mag, I touch the egg. And I want to know that there isn't even the slightest feeling of warmth in my hands. They need to be cold when you remove them. Or, at least at room temperature, not necessarily freezing. It depends on how cold the tap water is. In order for you to peel the egg, you need to crack it first open. I do this on a hard surface. Here you see me cracking it on my kitchen bench. You want to place your thumbs down on the surface of the egg and lifting the egg cells outwards. It is pretty difficult for me to keep saying eggs over and over as often as I did in this video, because every time I hear the word eggs, I keep remembering the eggs that Clara needed to bake the cake, and exterminate comes to mind. Sorry for the interruption. Whoever knows what I'm talking about, I love you. The rest of you, please watch Doctor Who. It is superb. I'm showing you the membrane of the egg, which is a continuous layer that lays between the egg cell and the egg white. You don't want to go over the egg cell membrane, because if you don't get the membrane off along with the egg cell, when you remove them, then the most likely is that you're going to create rupture on the surface of the egg white, which will firstly make it less aesthetically pleasing, and secondly will make it more difficult for you to remove the rest of the egg cells. I inserted this clip of an egg that I didn't boil for more than a couple of minutes. I think I left it for 1.5 minutes. For you to see how it's still raw and liquid inside. It's not completely raw, but definitely not cooked as it should. If it looks like that, please don't eat it, because you could get salmonella. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I will. Salmonella sucks. Don't get it. Pretty please don't get it. Thank you. If what I sewed were to happen to you, I would suggest not to throw this away. It is a waste. The alternative would be to try and clear whatever egg is within the egg cells with a spoon and either put it in scrambled eggs or an omelette and cook it. Please cook it. Here you see me peeling the last of the eggs, the one that are left the least amount of time to boil. So it is more difficult to remove the cover. The longer you leave the eggs to boil, the easier it is to remove their cells, because it is harder inside and it's not going to be as firmly attached to the membrane, and that's the egg cell. So what you see me do here is I'm tapping my fingers on the bowl because I want to remove whatever little pieces of the cells are stuck on my fingers while I was cleaning them. Because if you don't do that, sharp edges of the egg cell could penetrate the egg white. And as you see here, it will create a disruption on the surface. Typically, when this happens, the membrane on the edge of the disruption attaches firmer to the egg white. So when you try to remove the rest of the egg cells, you will likely remove pieces of the egg white as well. If a cut like so is created, I suggest you proceed with the removal process on a different area of the egg, like you see me do here. This egg is very squishy. It's not like the first and the second one. It feels like jello and it's still quite soft inside. I am removing whatever egg white is stuck on the egg cell because I will give them to my dogs. I don't like waste. This is the result. The first egg that I'm cutting is the egg that was left to boil for 5 minutes. I think it is the more popular option because it is neither really hard nor very soft, so a lot of people prefer it. The second one you see me cut is the hard one that was left to boil for 9 minutes. As you see, the yolk has changed color, it's turned lighter, and the egg white is harder. Anything that is left over 8 minutes will be hard inside. And the last one, the one you see being runny here, is the one that was left to boil for only about 4 minutes, and is my personal favorite choice since it is the one that resembles the most a posset egg taste-wise, which I love. So I hope this seemed easy and I made some sense while explaining the process. I advise you not to overthink this if you consider attempting it. Anybody can boil an egg, no matter what society tells you you can or can't do, no matter what your age or cooking experience is, you can boil an egg. End of story. Don't you worry about it or what people say, just do it. Until next time, bye.